Welcome to Booze on the Rocks. My name is David Edwards and it's great to have you here today. We're going to make a Golden Dream. Now this cocktail has been around for a while and it was very popular in the 60s and 70s, and that's basically about all of the history I can really honestly find about this. So if you know the history, please leave it down in the description down below or just point me in the direction where I can look it up. Having said that, those variations or versions of the cocktail were all generally equal parts cocktails. And even what you find online is about 50-50 equal parts to other variations. Now that equal parts was basically 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils for every ingredient. Now I'm changing that slightly differently. It'll be mostly a one part, and a half part. And I'll get into that in a second, but let me talk about the ingredients. It's a Golden Dream, so we're going to use some fresh orange juice. Now you can use bottled orange juice, no problem. If you are having to go buy orange juice, I recommend getting something that is no sugar added. The reason for that is because with the rest of the ingredients, you get a fair amount of sweetness, so you don't want to push the cocktail too far in one direction. You need a little bit of heavy cream. This is 33% cream. You're looking at a whipping cream, so basically anything above 30% is ideal for this. Now, if you don't like it that way, you could go with a half and half, and if you can't get half and half, that would be like a 2% and a whipping cream, equal measures put together, and that gives you the sort of that halfway range. Totally up to you. The next thing you need is a little bit of an orange liqueur, like a Cointreau or a triple sec. I'm using some triple sec here, but you also need a little bit of Galliano Vanilla. Now this is my variation of the cocktail. The original had Galliano Autentico, which is slightly different and kind of more anise forward. This will give us more sweetness and vanilla notes. Now, we are going to use some fresh juice. So I'm just going to cut a couple of oranges here and we'll just basically squeeze them out and then pour the juice into a separate container. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put that off to the side and we're going to grab our shaking glass. This is a shaken cocktail. I'm using a Boston style shaker and we're going to start with our Galliano. Now I did say the ratios would be different for this cocktail. So what I'm doing for all of the ingredients except for the cream is I'm adding 1.5 ounces or 45 mils, which is twice the original amount in the cocktail. The ABV for the Galliano Vanilla is 30%, and for the triple sec that I'm using, it is 23% ABV, being alcohol by volume. Leave a comment down below if you would make changes to anything you see here and the ratios. Again, we're going to use the same amount of 1.5 ounces or 45 mils. Your third ingredient is going to be your orange juice, filtered or unfiltered, totally up to you. The same amount of 1.5 ounces or 45 mils. We're going to follow this up with your heavy cream. And for this, instead of using 1.5 ounces, we're going to use 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils. We're going to follow this up now with some ice. And you want to fill your glass about 3/4 of the way with some ice. And then make sure you get a really good seal, because when you flip it, you don't want it to come apart. Now you are going to shake that for a good 8 to 10 seconds. Shake it hard so it combines really, really well. Now there's been some questions posed to me about dairy in a cocktail and whether they curdle or not, and it totally depends on your acidity. So I wouldn't leave this in your fridge for a couple of days, but you are going to shake it hard and you are going to strain everything just to make sure everything is properly combined. This looks really good, almost banana yellow colored. Having said that, this is your Golden Dream. Has a very light, understated orange yellow color, little bit of foam to the top. Easily 8 out of 10 for looks. 9 out of 10 without a doubt. The orange and the vanilla from the Galliano just power together so beautifully. Like it's a perfect pairing. just slightly creamy, and just, oh, this is good. Yeah, if you like cocktails like this, take a look after the recipe card right over here.